What up, YouTube? Absolute here, aka username TheAbsolute1, aka Loot. Showing off the ultimate his and hers Stampedes. What we got here, we'll start off with the male Stampede, which is mine. This one I've had for a while, hence the tires, and their wear and tear, about ready for new tires. I'm all dirtied up too as well, but I've had this Stampede for a while, shown it on YouTube before, got some good feedback, appreciate it guys. But since then, she's definitely grown. A few changes to the front, modifications such as the bumper. The front got a red aluminum tie bar instead of the Traxxas one. The Pro Track, I busted 3 of them on the little top crack there with hitting curbs full speed, and so I got that little carbon fiber little tie bar there that belongs to a XXXICT, I believe, from a Losi that I mocked up myself. Biggest thing that she's received since I have posted a video, besides all the hardwares there, the Pro Track kit that I'm ever so fond of. That's probably the reason why I love this truck so much and it's such a good performer. And biggest thing with that is the electronics that have been done since then. Kind of first here, the Spectrum servo. I got a Savox, but I'm going to put that in the Rustler instead. But this one here is at 6 volts, it's pumping out 270 ounces of torque. Super powerful. You can kind of push the front end down and then have the wheels kind of turn off the hook for sure. And so that's definitely one thing, a strong servo. I had the Traxxas 2075 in there for a while running it, and then everything else would hold up and the servo would keep breaking or something would happen to it. Once I went with metal gear, titanium gear, get that out of the mind. So if you don't have a metal gear servo and your RC's hooked up, definitely must have. The RPM front body mounts, I ended up switching here to these Traxxas Monster Jam ones, which are really cool and really nice. I like their style of holding the body on. The other ones were kind of round and kind of would cause not be able to seat right. These ones do, and then they're fully adjustable. I think Traxxas did a terrific job with these. So I ended up taking out the RPM and putting the Traxxas in here in the front. So kind of still wired through here. As a lot of you have seen with the bad extender kit, this one I have as well, but it's shorter. I use some axial rods to get higher. Mama Max Pro speed control, Snap ERC, Mama Max Pro mount. Underneath here we have something that's new as well, RPM skid plates running down, and then I believe at the time I still had this Kimbrel servo saver. And then underneath there as well, difficult to see, we do have a Proline chassis saver, which is another weak point I found out by smashing into curbs, trying to jump up them. That's helped a lot too as well. So another change. As for the shafts, I had the Traxxas yokes with stock shafts. Now I have the Stampede or / 4x4 drive shafts, part number 6852X. Super strong drive shafts, $20 for a pair, killer deal. Motor has been changed from the Valenion to this Tekin Pro 4 4000 kV censored motor. As a matter of fact, which I never thought I'd be running in a Stampede, a censored setup, but it is fantastic. Super spectacular setup. Absolutely in love. So much so that and that's on 2-cell, that's what that motor will run, is just a 2-cell, but I like them so much that I picked up a second one, a 3300 kV that runs 3-cell as well. That one will run 3-cell probably, but it actually voids the warranty. This one will not. You can run 3-cell with this one. They're definitely a coin with like all Tekin products, but as anyone who's run Tekin know, they're definitely worth it, and they're definitely superior products. Probably, one of or the finest of RC products electronics. So I mean that's open to interpretation and opinion and experience, like all other things are, I guess, with RC electronics. So there she is, and also in conjunction with, of course, the Tekin motor in the back, switched off to 32 pinion. No longer need to run a gear cover on Stampedes. If any rocks get in there, they just chew them up and spin them back out. So that's off the hook. So there's the update on her. She's about to get new tires too as well, since I have worn these down good, and they're all dirty, so they look kind of busted up, but They got a little bit of life in them. With this ProTrack kit, of course, I was able to rotate them. So instead of having to replace them in pairs of fronts and backs, able to rotate them and get the full life out of them. Similar to a 1/1 scale car. In regards to a body, before my video I had a stock body, but since then I actually painted a Proline Raptor body, which probably would have been good if I did a video with it done. But now it's all kinds of beat up and smashed up. And a lot of people see my RCs and say, especially when they're clean, the wheels and tires look all good. They're like, well, it doesn't look like you drive them, but I guess this body is a contest to that I do bash them hard. I got duct tape over there holding the back and holes in the body, and this thing's skidded and done all kinds of good stuff. So I actually won a contest with Proline, and they actually sent me out another body for it, which is really cool. I have yet to paint it up, and the ones that are coming on here is this is actually the one I won, which is a Proline Chevy 2500 body. Good thick, .06 thick Lexan. Pain in the butt to cut, but durable. And then also I do have a J Concepts Ford F-250 body for it as well. So that one I got to finish cutting out, and then I got like 5 bodies to paint up, so probably just gonna do them all in one shot. So I'm just getting ready to cut and then mask them. At least do like 3 at a time or something like that. So, and then as for the new edition, first my girl decided she wanted one. At first, there's a little story to it. She decided she wanted one, and then I started building her one. I have actually a stock Stampede, old school one, sitting underneath the desk, and I was like, well, I'll add some strength parts to it and a brush system. I actually ended up getting her XL5 and Electrify a 600 motor for it, a strong little brush motor just to kind of play around with. But then I started having nightmares of beating up the trucks and me doing all kinds of crazy stuff with mine as it is a tank, and then hers jumping off a curb and braking. So the more I started doing stuff to it, the more I started building it up, and then now hardware-wise, it's pretty much exactly like mine. A few differences, of course, the skid plates, but for the most part, it is identical to mine. The ProTrack kit, and then she got some extra colors on hers, the silver STRC all the way around like mine, the purple aluminum washers, and things like that. Also with hers, a silver aluminum tie bar for the front, RPM bumper, of course, a must. The STRC carriers, casters, and hexes, which are awesome. Held up super well on mine, big fan. And then, like I did mine, which actually was another new addition since I did the video the first time. Show both of them. Little NOS bottles. More of a vanity there, of course, but as you can see, they do directly plug into the battery, so they are functional. Not really, of course. But purpose of those is they hide the servo wire coming out. As you can see, this is actually both the trucks hooked up all the way. Instead of having the wires coming across the top, then a nice clean look. That's it, of course, all hooked up, ready to go. So it looks like it's not, because the wires are ran underneath this felt on the battery, which cushions the battery, and of course makes it look good. I was able to hide the servo wire. With hers, I actually ran what a combo I had in my truck for the longest time was I ran the original Sidewinder, speed control, and the Valenion motor for a long time, a good year, and it held up like a champion. It was awesome. For hers, this is actually going in something else, which I'll show in a later video. And for hers, I actually ended up picking her up a Castle SV2, and then debadging it, brand new, and then covered the red, white, and black wires. Kind of killing the whole pink, kind of clashed with it. So I got some wire covers, and I ended up covering it up and then debadging it for a nice clean look as possible. For hers, STRC rear aluminum tower, but I'll probably throw the ProTrack one on the rear as well. And then for hers, you can see here, by the way, the RPM parts, these pink parts are white RPM parts, and what I did was I dyed them. Some links you see here are not sold like that. I was the one that stripped them down and then buffed them up. Same for the tie rod bars. You see on both my battery ties are the little links instead of being the plastic pieces. Kind of ties the whole truck together which I think looks pretty cool, and it's unique. You know what I mean? The motor was my old motor, except instead of having a blue Vanity on, it's getting the light here. Apologize for the shaky camera work. I ended up stripping down a Vanity motor, and then I got this Integy heat sink, which is more for styling than it is really function. Really, they make like about a difference of about 7 degrees. So I got it for her, that for her truck. Ties it all together, of course, with the purple aluminum everywhere. And there it is. Also, same thing for the wheels. Those are stripped from their red color down to the bare aluminum, I guess, if you will. And then wheels and tires for her. She's got the Chrome Desperados from Proline on Proline trenchers, 2.8s. So look like little 20s on the truck. Pretty dope. And it's for body for her as well. One more to paint up. Her choice was a Hummer H2 from Proline again body, which will be painted with colors to match. The paint that I got is very similar to the pink parts. Actually, almost identical. Almost got lucky with that, so should tie in real nice together. When I get finished with the bodies and I paint them up, I'll do a video for those as well and show them off all nice and painted up. So with that, Ultimate His and Her Stampedes. Thanks for checking it out. Check out my other videos. Rate, comment, subscribe, and peace out.